Welcome to Two Fat Guys and an Album presents a 45. A 45 is an abridged, single-topic show where we deep dive into topics, debates, or specific types of music. This 45, this one right here, is our Halloween special. Tonight we are trading tales under the glow of the jack-o'-lantern and diving into mysterious, the magical, and the downright chilling Halloween songs. Whether you're here for ghost stories, urban legends, or just some festive funs, we got treats and maybe a few tricks for you. So tune in, sit down, and something or other. Let's start over again. I just need to really read what's there. All right. Welcome to Two Fat Guys and an Album presents a 45. A 45 is an abridged single-topic show where we deep dive into topics, debates, or specific types of music. This 45 is our Halloween special podcast. Tonight we are trading tales under the glow of the jack-o'-lantern, diving into the mysterious, the magical, and the downright chilling Halloween songs. Whether you're here for ghost stories, urban legends, or just some festive fun, we got treats, maybe a few tricks in store for you. So grab your favorite candy, turn down the lights, and join us as we explore the spooky side of music. From haunted lyrics to creepy artists. This is the episode where the supernatural comes to life. Are you brave enough to listen? The Halloween adventure begins now. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more album reviews, in-depth discussions, and music analysis from two fat guys who love talking about music no matter the genre. I am Mike Blackburn. I'll be your host and narrator, and with me, as always, is my good friend, the maestro of monsters, the siren of the scary, the doctor of the demented songs, Brek Hufnus. Welcome, maestro.
Ooh, scary stuff.
Ooh. I think we've established you can't do...
Did you recognize me? How did you know it was me?
Well, you are the maestro of monsters today.
I am the maestro of monsters.
So, this is our Halloween special.
Yes.
Kind of our first Halloween
Yes.
special. And we are gunning to
It's a very special Two Fat Guys in an album today.
That's a good 1980s reference of the...
Everything we do is a 1980s reference.
That's true. So I think we are gunning to produce the second greatest Halloween special in history.
After the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown?
Well, no, all right, maybe third.
Okay.
No, but I mean, I always say that the Halloween special, the preeminent Halloween special.
Oh, God. Yes, I'm ready for this.
Is on Friday, October 29th, 1976. Paul Lynde did a Halloween special that will never be topped.
Templeton?
Right, Templeton.
Yes.
And
the center score, was it a very special Hollywood Squares?
Well, he did these. And,
okay, I'm going to be honest. I've never seen it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Listen to the cast of characters, his special guest.
Was Ruth Buzzy there?
No, but Margaret Hamilton was there.
Okay, for the witch from
the
Wizard of Oz,
the Wicked Witch of the West.
Right.
She was reprising her role. She would have been like 74.
Okay, but I think she probably looked about the same because I think they made her look that old when she was in the movie.
The guest stars included Billy Hayes, which is Witchy Poo from H.R. Puffin stuff.
Oh,
as Witchy Poo.
Wow.
Tim Conway.
Of course, Tim Conway.
Roz Kelly.
Don't know Roz Kelly.
Oh, that's Pinky Tuscadero.
Oh, okay. I know Pinky Tuscadero from Happy Days or
Fonzie.
Yeah. Or Laverne and Shirley. Was Pinky Tuscadero in Happy Days? Or with Laverne and Shirley?
No, she dated Fonzie in
Happy Days. Okay, good.
She's the older sister of Leather Tuscadero.
Of course.
Yeah. Florence Henderson, and it's where Kiss made their network premiere.
Is that right? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Ace Frehley. Actually, since you're bringing it up.
Yeah. Yes. It's been a tough year, and Billy Barty and Betty White to just round up the thing.
All right.
This is going to be a spoiler alert here.
Okay.
But in an uncredited cameo on the show,
yes,
was also Donny and Marie Osmond.
I've seen Donny and Marie Osmond live, and they were. No, I I take it back. I think I've only seen Donny Osmond live.
As an actual concert?
Yeah, it was actually a Christmas concert.
You went to see a Christmas concert with Donny Osmond.
Yeah. It was great. He's a professional entertainer. I'm just telling you, you can say whatever you want, professional entertainer. And I would have to look. Maybe Marie was there too, but I honestly don't remember. It was a very memorable show, though. Here's the best part about the show. Since you brought it up.
Yeah.
We're in the balcony of the theater, whatever it happens to be. Is one of the downtown Chicago theaters. Yep. And we're at this Christmas show, this Donny Osmond, perhaps with Marie, Christmas show. And Ronnie Woo-Woo is there in full Cubs gear, like in the front row. And I'm standing up there, I'm like, is that Ronnie Woo-Woo? And the answer was yes. It was actually Ronnie Woo-Woo in his Cubs uniform.
So instead of applauding, he woo-wooed?
He might have.
Yeah.
He had better seats than I did, so I couldn't.
The only time I saw Donny Osmond was when he was starring in the Broadway production of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Yes, and I was going to go. You can edit all this out because now this is just Chicago talk. But I was going to see him. I was going to go see the same production, but he was doing a charity boxing event with Danny Bonaducci the night before. And Danny Bonaducci from the Partridge Family was also a Chicago radio host. Yeah. And somehow, and as they were both childhood stars. So there's the Battle of the Childhood Stars. Sure. And the idea was that they would do a charity boxing match, which they did. But then Donny Osmond was not fit to perform the next day because I think he had a black eye. And
it would kind of played well with.
It would have been fine, but so we got the understudy.
That was a long way to get there, but okay.
Well, it wasn't the understudy wasn't the interesting part. It was the boxing match between Danny Bonaducci.
You should have got tickets for that.
Well, go on next.
So let's get back to the actual Halloween special.
Right, that's a good idea.
What we are going to do in this 45 is talk about some of our favorite Halloween songs. So we have assembled a list of 5 songs. We're going to present them in chronological order. Yeah. Kind of talk through them the way we normally would talk through kind of an album.
Sure.
Just some individual songs.
Yeah. I think we tried to pick, I don't think we have any hidden gems here. I think they're all pretty much your, yes, you probably already have these songs on your playlists. But, this is the background information. This is some of the fun facts.
I think the way we came up with these are the first 5 songs we came up with in the pre-production meeting.
Right.
Much, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So they would be the first ones to come to your head.
Yeah.
And so let's start talking about those. And the first song we have is
Monster Mash.
1962.
1962, probably one of the OG Halloween songs, really. Yeah, way back in 1962, Bobby Boris Pickett, Boris in quotation marks, because it's like Boris Karloff, yes. Okay. But Bobby Pickett, who was a musician comedian type, wanted to be an actor kind of a thing.
So a precursor to Steve Martin?
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. All right, I'll accept that. I never looked at it that way before, but yeah. Well, at this time, in the late 50s, early 60s, there were a lot of these novelty songs going on.
Sure.
Right? Your...
Okay.
Yeah, so this would kind of fit into this novelty song thing. And also...
Like Purple People Eaters?
Yes, like Purple People Eaters. Excellent.
You looked like you were trying to draw one. Just saying. You're welcome. Move on.
Right. Yeah, feel free to contribute to the show at any time. And but Purple People Eaters,
carrying it. But go on.
Purple People Eaters would be an excellent example of that. And also during this time, you had these dance crazes like the mashed potato and the twist. And all that, which Chubby Checker was big into writing songs that had dance crazes, right? So they kind of wanted to sort of capitalize on this, and they thought that they would write, a Halloween song. The Monster Mash actually is a dance, has a dance that goes along with it. It's the same as the mashed.
That I didn't know.
Yeah, it's the same as the mashed potato, but with Frankenstein arms. So you do the mashed potatoes, essentially footwork. And I don't know. I'm not a dancer. I don't know.
Could you
I
demonstrate?
can't.
I'm sure Chauncey could work out some camera angles.
Right.
If you
No,
wanted
I'm
to.
really no.
You look like you're ready to
But
dance.
I do look like I'm ready to dance. And if you go to the Blues Brothers movie, you'll see an entire cast of people doing the mashed potato during the Ray Charles scene.
Well, see now, there you go.
Right.
We're bringing it all
It's
together.
all,
Look at us.
It all ties in. It all comes
Nice,
together.
nice.
So if you do the mashed potato, but then do Frankenstein arms, you are doing the Monster Mash.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's a U.S. #1 song.
I would have a hard time believing it didn't chart like multiple times.
Well, that's the thing. It is
Like every Halloween, it came up for a while.
right, and I think that's the interesting about all of the songs we're talking about is they are timeless, undead songs. They live forever. See what I did there?
Yeah.
So in 2023, it was a U.S. 38.
It's what year?
2023.
Yeah.
It was a U.S. It was a 38. It was a top 40 song. Well, because at every time this.
So was
year,
that one of the like official re-releases? Because
no, it's not a re-release. It doesn't get charted when it's initially released. Right, it gets its chart.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's I don't actually know the details of it, but it still gets, based on airplay and spins and all that, downloads and streams. So they still chart these songs. For example, Mariah Carey's Big Christmas Song, that charts every year. Like that's a #1 song every year. Mariah Carey's Christmas Song.
Sure.
This is where you help me out, like you did so well before.
Can't.
It'll come back
Chauncey,
to me later.
anything?
Every single person in the world knows the name of this song.
Well, then just fill in here. It'll be scrolled underneath.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that song recharts every year at Christmas time, as do many Christmas songs. Mm-hmm. So, around Halloween time, these songs tend to pop up. These are the timeless, undead Halloween songs.
This would be a good time to plug the fact to all of our artists listening that we need more Halloween songs.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Christmas songs.
Tons and tons of Christmas
let's
songs.
plug a few
And
of these.
honestly, Halloween has just become a massive holiday in the United States. So I think it'd be a good idea. Hence the Halloween special.
Right.
The very special Halloween show. So, so at any rate, as recent as 2023,
That's cool.
charted in the top 40, and for a month.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Sure. Yeah.
And then it goes back. And then
It's season.
Yeah, it's seasonal.
Yeah. I remember this. I remember this song from, again, we're from Chicago, so born and raised, and
Yes.
still in the area. There was a Super Jock, I think maybe the
Larry
first.
Lou Jack?
Yes, I
All
think
right.
maybe the first Super Jock.
Yeah.
And he had a segment where he was known as Old Uncle Lair.
Yes.
Right.
His sidekick was Tommy Edwards, the voice of the 90s Chicago Bulls.
Yeah. And on their little, I don't know, side thing, animal stories.
Yes.
They would play
It was
this
a
during
bit.
the season.
It was a bit.
Yeah, during one of their bits, they would play this or pieces of this.
Okay.
All the time during their bits. It also would come up frequently on the classic rock station, The Loop. During this time of year, they would play this.
Right.
Which, by the way, if you like, so The Loop is, Breasted Soul is now some other station.
Right.
The Loop is gone. But it is listed in Wikipedia as an AOR station, not a classic rock station.
Album-oriented rock.
Yeah.
Yes. Right. Well, WCKG was your classic rock station, which means they would probably only play classic rock music, up to that time period. Album-oriented rock, a little bit different. They might play B-sides and extended cuts and full album sides. So we talked, I was going to say last week about Led Zeppelin, but probably in a couple weeks we talked
In the future.
In the future, we're going to talk about Led Zeppelin and how, when they created their music, they weren't really thinking of releasing singles. They wanted music that would fit into this. They didn't want to just crank out top 40s, which is the opposite of what Bobby Pickett wanted. Bobby Pickett wanted a hit, and that's what he wrote.
Right.
So.
Sure, and
but that's what AOR. So AOR, album-oriented rock, not really intended to just play top 40 hits, and these are just radio genres, right? So I mean, it's what neither here nor there, but it's just how programmers select their music and how they market it. But I would say classic rock station. Has a specific playlist of classic rock songs.
So I don't recall if it ever happened or I ever heard it, but I'm now curious if the Loop ever played, the greatest rock band in the world, The Who, did, rock operas. And I wonder if they ever played the whole album.
I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah. And maybe overnights or something late.
Yeah, for sure. It's certainly something that would be in the realm of possibility.
The last kind of bit that I chuckled with when I saw was that the BBC banned Monster Mash. Did you see that?
Yes, exactly. And so in the BBC, because it was too scary.
Right. Too morbid.
Which is ridiculous because it's really a funny song. And,
right.
Not at all. It's just a bunch of movie monsters at a party.
But it was banned for a while.
It was banned, yes. It did not chart. But when they did finally allow it, and I'm trying to see if I can find the date when they finally... 1973 is when they unbanned it, and it hit UK 3 then at
so that's
that
almost
time.
a decade they had it banned,
yes.
which is nuts if you think about that now in the music you hear now.
And
how innocent Monster Mash appears.
Yes, for sure. It was pretty funny that they...
All right, well, let's move on to another song, keep this rolling here. So
okay.
The next song we have is from 1973, right?
The next song is from 1973. Yeah, so we are, in fact, moving ahead a decade, and we're talking about Mike Oldfield's Tubular Bells, which is an album, but...
it's an album and a song.
And a song.
That was my question for you. So what is it? Is it an album? Or
I
was all over this one because I love this.
Yeah. You introduced this to me at some point. And actually, I listened to this album... not knowing that the theme was used in the movie The Exorcist, which is why it's a Halloween song. So I listened to the whole album and enjoyed the whole album, and then all of a sudden the Halloween song started playing.
Right.
And I was like, wait a minute.
I know this.
I mean, not the Halloween song, the Exorcist song. Right. Yeah. And the Tubular Bells song is like 20 minutes long. It's it might be an entire album side, as I recall.
Yeah, I think they split it between two parts.
Maybe.
I think is how the album is done. Yeah.
Right, but there's like just a snippet of it. The piano part. There's like a haunting piano version of the Tubular Bells theme that got pulled out and used in the movie. So this was the first, or one of the first albums on Virgin Records.
Yeah, I think it was the first.
Yeah.
It was the first, which is weird because it's instrumental.
Yes.
It seems like it would almost be experimental back then.
It was very experimental.
And it was one kid just like dubbing stuff over himself.
19 years old at the time of when the recording started. Mike Oldfield, 19 years old when he did this.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And and it was really so the song has... So
how was it produced?
Well, this is kind of what I'm getting to. He's a multi-instrumentalist, so they said he played 20 instruments on this album, which sounds really impressive, but it also includes like 7 different types of keyboards, which are all essentially the same thing.
That's the only one I remember saying.
Oh, you remember Glockenspiel?
I remember.
You don't remember Tubular Bells? Like that was the big one.
Right. So every so often he called out like an instrument.
Yes.
There was no lyrics to it, but periodically they called out the instrument, the lead instrument, or whatever you're
right. And
about.
So what you were saying was the song was multi-layered. It started with like a bass track or a bass just a bass line, really, I think, as I recall. Now, I wish I had listened to the song more recently. But then he would add an instrument in. And when he added an instrument, he would name the instrument.
Right.
And then he would name another, add. So after layering in 20 instruments, you got the full, orchestra, for lack of a better word.
Did they ever do this in concert? Or
Oh,
did
yeah,
he play,
definitely.
And did he do this by himself, or did he have...
No. He would have guest artists, and he's done this with orchestras in the past.
That would be phenomenal.
Yeah, it would be great.
See.
Yes.
We've never done that, but I think that would be cool to see.
Right. So, yeah, there are an orchestral versions of this so obviously a pretty big production to do it live. And, when he performed it live, I don't think it was just all electronically layered.
So this is 1973, so there wasn't a lot of the... all of this kind of layering would be much more manual than it would be today.
Yeah, it's all happening on tape.
Yeah, so he did this on tape. What we would consider very simple technology today.
Yes.
So it's amazing kind of...
Yeah, and I don't know, I didn't come across the, what he actually had in 1973, what the technology allowed. But, you'd hear about 4-track tapes and 8-track tapes and 16 tracks. So, when he's doing it, I'm assuming he did not have a 20-track machine, or so you record a version, and then you add a layer, and then you have to combine those two layers and put it on one track, and that opens up a track to record the next layer, and then you add those together.
That's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, yeah. So you're what you call
So I'm
bouncing.
sorry, did this chart?
It did chart. Well, it charted US 7. So there was a single, first of all, associated with it.
The Exorcist version?
The Exorcist, yeah. They had a smaller version that wasn't like the 20-minute song. The album.
I recall hearing somewhere that he didn't approve of it being cut up or something like that.
Right.
He
The
didn't
first,
like it
the single.
until he
yes.
got paid. Probably like.
Well, no. I think what really happened. Okay, one thing at a time. Let me start. So it was a US 7, but only after it appeared in the movie. And then once it appeared in the movie, it kind of blew up a little.
Yeah.
And then there was a shortened version of it that was meant for as a single, not the full album side. And the version that I think it wasn't a question of getting paid. He didn't like the way it was edited together. So they took, because you had to take that album or that 20-minute song or whatever it was and somehow turn it into a single, a shorter version of it. And the way that they did it, he didn't like. And so then he came up with his own version that he was happy with. Yeah. After The Exorcist, it was a US 7. It was a UK 31 in the UK, hence the name. And the album was a US 1 and a UK 3. It's a triple platinum album in 1973 in a large instrumental album.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, also kind of the forerunner of new age music, like back in the day. Your Windham Hill Records was probably the
George Winston.
Yeah, your Windham Hill was sort of your label that brought new age music to us.
Well, you got to kind of pull all of this back a little bit and think about this because, we don't, the physical media of music is sort of gone. It's dead. Right.
For sure.
People don't
digital.
People don't buy albums. It's kind of almost a novelty thing. You don't see CDs anymore. But you had to buy this album.
Right.
You had to go out and spend good hard-earned money for something. And that's the way you would hear it. You wouldn't hear this whole thing on a radio. I actually recall a radio station playing the entire thing, which is where I got it from.
Really? Was it a classical station? Or
well,
was it...
I would have. I did some research. I pulled them up because I remember the name, but I didn't know the background of it. And I would have said it was a jazz station.
Sure.
That every so often my father had on in the garage when he wasn't listening to the
WBEZ?
To the polka station. No, it was WNUR.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was new. That was
Go on.
I kind of remember being a new age station.
Well, yeah. So and jazz, and they had kind of
Right.
and so I sort of enjoyed hearing, and I remember them playing like this gigantic long version of this album, and it's where I kind of got
right.
into it, sitting there helping my dad with something. They were playing this crazy
Right.
thing, so I had to look up NUR, which is actually the Northwestern University radio station.
Oh, how about that?
I had no idea.
I
I just
probably
thought
knew
it was
that
some
at the
sort of
time.
jazz station. Yeah.
Right. But maybe, yeah.
So,
That's interesting.
but it was, they would play the whole thing, which is like 49 minutes or something.
So college radio station.
College radio
brought
station
it
would
to
do
you.
it. Yeah, yeah.
So great song, instantly identifiable. Like if you're listening to this and you think you haven't heard this song, you absolutely have.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah.
And so check it out.
Yeah. All right. Let's keep rolling here. The next one we have up is I don't even know where to begin. This is the Werewolves of London, Warren Zevon,
Yeah.
1978, I believe.
1978.
Off of Excitable Boy. I would love in the very near future to do Excitable Boy as one of our regular albums.
Yeah, Warren Zevon's amazing.
I think this is an incredibly overlooked. I think he's an overlooked talent. I think the album is overlooked genius.
Yeah, well, recent Hall of Famer Warren Zevon.
Yeah, which is a crime.
It is
Just
a
total
crime, and he actually never got in on his just music
Yeah.
merits. Like he never got voted in through the entire regular process, but he did recently get admitted in the musical influence category, which I feel like is a way to correct that error, right?
Right.
So whatever. So he's a member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a musical influencer. The song's a US 21, a UK 87.
Which, as much as he wanted to be this big, profound artist with something to say, it's kind of weird that he would hit that fame from like a novelty song.
Oh, I know. It's crazy. I mean, it always kind of works that way.
The song title is taken from the 1935 monster movie Werewolves in London.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, and that's the inspiration.
But ironically, if you know the song, neither Lon Chaney or Lon Chaney Jr. was actually in that movie.
Right.
So,
was the Chinese restaurant in the movie?
no, that would have been. I actually went.
No, I know.
When I was in London,
Lee-Ho
Fuchs.
Lee-Ho Fuchs, yes.
To get a big dish of beef chow mein. I almost got that out.
Yes.
Lee-Ho Fuchs apparently never actually served
Beef chow mein.
And the restaurant that replaced it actually had a sign up when I went there. Oh, please don't ask for it. They don't have it.
So you're calling Warren Zevon a liar.
Well, the whole thing.
There's a lot of poetic license that goes into these
absolutely.
things.
Did you see the guest artists on this song?
Yes. Well, not really guest artists, just the people that were
brought in to record.
Yeah, they were okay. So
For just this song.
Well, yes and no. The Fleetwood Mac, Mick Fleetwood. We're talking about the backing band, really, is what we're talking about. So it includes John McVie and Mick Fleetwood of Fleetwood Mac, but they were friends.
Right, but he had tried recording this with session musicians and didn't get it the way he wanted it.
Okay, and then brought
those guys in to do it.
Yeah, Mick Fleetwood was a session. I think all these guys actually are session musicians. A co-writer was Waddy Wachtel,
who
was a session.
Come out? This would have been after.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But these guys, but Warren Zevon, who's a Chicagoan, by the way, did you know that?
I don't think I got.
Yeah,
that.
Warren Zevon's a Chicagoan, as was the other co-composer Leroy Marinelli. He lived in Highland, Illinois, which is a suburb. And then Waddy Wachtel, all these guys are session musicians. Warren Zevon is a session musician.
Yeah.
So they all,
well, you got to pay the bills.
Play. They could all play.
Right.
And yeah, so that's who's playing on this song. But they were friends. He was living with Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks. They were roommates and everything.
But this was a staple on classic rock always.
Right. Well, it became.
It didn't even have to be the, Halloween.
Well, don't forget it was in The Color of Money in 1986,
Sure.
Which was a huge Tom Cruise movie, and so it had a big resurgence then.
Yep.
And I think, that really locked it into the culture.
And it is still popular today, and it's still kind of back into the music themes thanks to Kid Rock.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, because he has the song
All Summer Long.
All Summer Long, which is also shares the music. So Werewolves of London, All Summer Long, and
Sweet Home
Alabama by Leonard Skinner you could just do a mashup of all three of those songs.
Just a totally unholy music concoction.
Yeah, if you go see, certain, I've seen those things performed live a few times as a mashup from just bar bands, and it's pretty awesome.
I don't know if it. I heard a music critic describe it as the.
Wait. What is it? We're talking about All Summer Long. Okay.
Yeah, the song All Summer Long, which I just refer to as an unholy music concoction.
Yes.
But I heard a music critic describe All Summer Long by Kid Rock as the musical equivalent of a warm can of Keystone Light.
You've had a warm can of Keystone Light in your day.
Very, very close. Yes.
I'll admit, it's a guilty pleasure, that song for myself as well. Songs you hate to like, but can't help it. Did you see? We were talking about the people on the record.
Yeah.
I didn't get to the backup singers on the record. The backup singers: Jackson Browne, Linda Ronstadt, Jennifer Warnes.
Yeah. He did a lot.
So that's
Jackson Browne, didn't he produce Excitable Boy? Or
I think so. I think they were. Well, and Zevon wrote.
Let's save
wrote
some of this for
okay.
the album.
Oh, all right. Okay. But on this song specifically, all this stuff happened.
Right. Yeah. It's incredible.
Yeah.
So again, kind of tying it back to my experience with this is, it was on all of the big radio stations.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very popular song. A couple of times it seemed to kind of pop up. I remember on WLS, which is one of the big music stations back in the day.
Well, that's where Leroy Lujack
Yeah, exactly. And then it was on WCFL. Remember them?
Yes.
104.3.
All right.
Before when you were just dialing 104, there wasn't
a point
punch in
104.3. You had to figure it out.
Which I didn't realize that station. So the call letters.
Yes.
Do you know what the call letters are for?
I used
WGN
to know.
Was the world's greatest newspaper.
Right. I used to know, but I'm not going to be able to tell you.
Chicago Federation of Labor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which went out of business in '87,
Okay.
and that those call letters are now owned by some radio station out of Morris, Illinois, which is kind of a far suburb.
Yeah.
Playing Christian contemporary, adult contemporary.
Yeah.
Which seems to have a lot of
definitely
subscribers on there.
Different playlist.
Yeah.
So you had talked. One more fun fact about this one.
Mm-hmm.
You had talked about. Two more fun facts. Jackson Browne actually performed this song. Werewolves of London, I don't think Warren's even liked, because, like you said, it's kind of a silly song. Not that he's not humorous and darkly humorous, because he certainly is, but I think he was just giving this song to Jackson Browne, actually. And so that's a little bit of that connection. And then you had also mentioned how he didn't like the studio musicians, so he brought in other guys. And Zevon wasn't happy with the recording. 59 takes. He made them do 59 takes. And then they used the second take.
Yeah, that sounds like something you do. All right.
Yes.
Well, let's move on. The next one we got is another off of another album.
You're right. It's a song and an album.
Yeah,
right?
but it's a masterpiece of an album.
Uh-huh.
And it is Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Right.
That's 1980.
1983.
Three?
Yeah. Believe it or not, only a US 4.
Probably because it was stuck behind all the other Michael Jackson
It's
songs
probably
on the
true.
chart.
Yeah, UK 10. Michael Jackson, a two-time Hall of Famer as a solo artist and as a member of the Jackson 5. The album is the best-selling album of all time. over 100 million sold globally.
It doesn't have like the most like singles from an album.
Well, I don't know
that
if
charted.
it's the most, but I didn't get to the platinum numbers. US 34. I'm sorry, 34 times platinum. That's a word you don't hear very often, or a phrase. 34 times platinum.
Yeah.
The song itself, we talked about being an undead song. Again, charted at 21 in 2023. So this is another song that just recharts every year at Halloween time. And going back to Monster Mash, I didn't get to throw out this tidbit, but every year, well, it's related. Every year, the foundation, like that song makes $1 million every year. So when you talk about songs recharting, you know, that song's making money every year.
So it also has the voice of horror for a generation in it.
Yeah, Vincent Price.
Scary
stuff.
Yeah,
Scary stuff. Right.
That's the horrible Vincent Price. But go on. Yeah.
And it was this song, you know, the movie, you can't talk about this song without talking about the video.
Correct.
Right.
I was going to say the video of this is what made this song really, and at least for my generation. So December 2nd, 1983, it premiered. It was a Friday.
Yeah.
And I know I was racing home. My brother was waiting. And, you know, this isn't something like where you could pull up a video. You had to wait for it to be shown. So there were several times through the course of that day, MTV was debuting the whole video.
Right.
And you just sat around and watched this thing. And I remember my brother and myself on the couch coming home from high school, and it was like 3:47 or something it was going to play.
Then you were ready for it.
And we were, watching it. And it just became iconic. And it is part of today's... I mean, it would be hard to go to a dance and not hear people or see people doing the zombie dance from this,
from
you know,
Thriller.
Yeah,
so 13. Yeah, the video is 13 minutes long, so it was an extended thing.
Seemed longer, but okay.
13 minutes is a long time.
Yeah,
if you think about the average videos, you know, 4 or 5 minutes, so it was long. I know how much you hate when I go back and talk about other things that we've already talked about, but the video was inspired by American Werewolf in London.
John Landis.
John Landis was the director for that, and so Michael Jackson got John Landis to work on this with him, and the video was it transformed music videos. It showed the possibilities of what music videos could be.
Spend enough money,
and they and at the time the album Thriller had stalled a bit. Like it had been successful, very successful.
Like 25 times.
Right, but it was like, how can we squeeze some more juice out of this orange? Let's make a massive video. And the studio didn't want to do it.
Sure.
And so they had to finance it by making a documentary about the making of the video, and that raised the money to actually make the video. After making the video, the album sold 7 million more copies. Like that video.
Yeah. Oh my God. It was
that video launched.
It got me to buy one.
Right. So that So that video all by itself sold 7 million copies of music. The album went 7 times platinum. Yeah. After.
Makes me want to go back and watch that again.
I think it's pretty. The Thriller video.
Right. It's great.
Yeah, you can find it on YouTube pretty easily.
So the plot basically is Michael and his girlfriend.
Yeah, sure.
Who is played by Ola Ray.
I believe you.
Who is 65 today? If you want to.
All right.
Feel old.
Right.
She was so this is 1983. She was like a 1980 playmate.
Okay.
In Playboy, you know.
All right.
Seems kind of weird that they would bring a
Playboy
playmate as an actress in this
in a music video. That if you've watched any music videos,
all right,
they're full of models.
Anyway, she's 65 now.
All right.
And it's them kind of, you know, walking down the street,
Yes.
and eventually things kind of go sideways. They see an old scary house. They go into the house.
Haunted.
You're haunted. Yeah.
Right.
He gets turned into a zombie.
Mm-hmm.
They do an epic zombie dance.
Yes.
You know.
Right.
And then I think it's all good in the end. It turns out to be like a
It's just a dream.
Dream.
Just
yeah.
a dream.
Just a dream.
Yep. I have to say, if you're thinking of a movie, we got to throw in that it was produced by Quincy Jones, one of the greatest of all
That's
time.
true. And it was choreographed by another legend, Michael Peters, who has
yes.
a Tony and a couple Emmys.
Yeah,
and,
so there was a lot of
heavyweights.
talent involved in making this.
Do you know if I'm assuming this will be out by then, but on October 30th of this year, the City Winery here in Chicago is doing a tribute, though they're playing the whole Thriller album.
Nice.
Be interesting.
So it's, Yep, so definitely an undead song.
Yeah, I think at some point we're going to have to do Thriller.
Yeah,
I'm sure
it's
you're
going to be
not
hard
gonna
to get away from, but it's not my favorite.
Well, it may give Iron Maiden, run for the money.
It's true,
Sure.
it might.
Yeah.
Although on merits, it will probably come out ahead of Iron Maiden.
All right.
But it was you had alluded to this the single. Charting all the songs. The singles that were part of it all charted. They charted 7 singles off the album in the top 10.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy. All right, we'll cover that more when we ever get around to Thriller
Yep.
on the main show.
All right.
All right, we got one more to do.
One
Let's
more.
see what we can do with this. It's this is Halloween is the song.
Right, from the movie The Nightmare Before Christmas, 1993.
Yeah.
Tim Burton animated classic, really. Yeah.
has become so. Yeah.
Yeah, the song itself is a US 38 and a UK 13. Most recently in 2023, recharted as a 41 in the United States. So still very vibrant and living song.
And this is a Danny Elfman song.
It is Danny Elfman. Danny Elfman of Oingo Boingo fame.
Yeah.
So Danny Elfman, quite an interesting guy, because he currently is really just he does movie music.
Right.
He's done Batman. He did Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I mean, I could, there's a
there's
huge
almost
list.
there's almost a darkness to like a lot of the music he does.
Right, and then
good
Tim
at
Burton, like him and Tim Burton have
they were
paired up. They have that sort of goth darkness to them, and so they fit together. He's kind of the audio version, I suppose, of Tim Burton, right?
So who, do you know who originally performed
the song?
The song?
Danny Elfman is the singing voice.
Is he?
On the? I mean, no, sorry. Yes. No, now I started talking about Tim Burton. I got confused. Danny Elfman is the singing voice of Jack Skellington.
Really?
A different actor does the speaking voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Danny Elfman is the singing voice, and so he is the singer on this
So he
song.
wrote it, composed it, and sang.
And sings it,
Yeah,
right.
That's pretty good.
Right. And again, Danny Elfman, originally a member of the 80s band Oingo Boingo, a kind of a ska new wave band. They had a Weird Science and Dead Man's Party, which Dead Man's Party should be in the Halloween rotation as well, by the way.
That's true. So he's not hurting for money, is what you're
Danny
saying.
Elfman's doing really well. Just super. I've always fascinated by how you go from Oingo Boingo to being a genius movie composer. He does not read music. He makes music, but he doesn't read or write it. So he's got people for that.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's hope for me yet. Huh?
There is hope.
All right.
Yeah, he's an idea guy.
Nice.
But he has great ideas. Yes. So this is Halloween. It's really, he wanted to go for sort of the Cole Porter, Gershwin, sort of the big band, early 30s era kind of music. They're Gershwin, your Rodgers and Hammerstein, Broadway type song.
So this is maybe one of just a couple we have on this list, but it seems like a lot of the Halloween songs that are popular seem to be falling into that soundtrack genre.
Sure.
And you think of a lot of the other potential ones that we didn't do but could have.
Right.
Also are very soundtrack driven like the Halloween theme.
Yes.
John Carpenter's
Yeah,
the
right.
Halloween theme. Is,
Right.
You know,
Well,
that's another kind of legendary one. Ghostbusters.
Yes,
You
that's
know,
true.
Whoever.
Ray
Parker
Jr.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's. I just found it kind of interesting, you know, if you think about like the Psycho theme or
Yes.
you know, Time Warp from the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
All the songs we're not talking about.
Right, but it's how much how much Halloween got tied to soundtracks.
Yeah, I think all music is. I think overall, a lot of music in our lives is connected to our experiences with that music. You know, when you hear a song in isolation, it may or may not kick in, but if you're, I don't know, it could be anything. You could be having a romantic dinner and a song comes on, or you could be, you know, in the locker room before the big game and a song comes on. You know, you know, music is attached to parts of our lives. You know, it's and I think our strongest connections to music are when they're attached to things and we have these personal attachments to them. So when you see music in a movie, and it's a movie you like and it stands out, you know, I think that builds a really strong attraction. So I don't think it's unusual. I think it's interesting to note, but definitely, you know, movie music is powerful. And you talk about Star Wars for that matter, or, you know, these songs wouldn't exist in our consciousness without movies in some ways. So.
Fascinating, and that is probably the scariest thing you'll hear all day. The maestro sounding intelligent, talking about music. So let's leave this.
Scary stuff.
Yeah, let's leave this here, and we would like to of course thank our producer and director who made a special guest appearance here, kind of helping us out with some of the setup and technical things. And of course, that's Chauncey from Smidge Films, a subsidiary of MKE Video, Milwaukee, and we'd like to thank them for all the wonderful work they do. If you're in the Milwaukee area and need some video done, that would be the people to check out their MKE Video. And of course, our sponsors in Deeper Connections Counseling, Diane Blackburn from Beard and Warner. We appreciate all of them. You know, if you like this, please subscribe, like us, share us. We could use all the shares we can get. Leave a comment, even if it's from Chad or whoever that was. You know, thanks for your comments. And we'll talk to you next time. I'm Fat Guy 1.
Fat Guy 2.
We'll see you soon.